EU Commissioner Johannes Hahn will visit Tirana and Skopje next week to launch the EU examination activity, commonly known as the screening process, a preparatory step before opening membership negotiations. Entrepreneurs of the Molise region of Italy have expressed interest in investing in our country, with the agro-tourism of particular interest thanks to the favourable fiscal policies which have been implemented by the government. Tirana received a positive assessment at the 2018 Singapore City Summit for the process of managing drinking water in the city, with Mayor Viliai presenting many of the city's strategic projects. Good evening, it's 6 o'clock on Tuesday the 10th of July 2018. Welcome to the English edition of Aura News. My name is Alexandra and I'm here to bring you the day's top stories from across the country, translated into English. Enlargement Commissioner Johannes Hahn will be in Tirana and Skopje next week to launch the so-called screening process for Albania and Macedonia, which is considered a preparatory stage for opening negotiations. The senior official, in a conference with the Foreign Minister of Macedonia, Nikola Dimitrov, said he understood the desire to have a clearer stance on the opening of talks, but added that this process requires a certain period of time on the preparation of the necessary circumstances. The minister said in the opening speech that he would like to see a clearer position by the European Council on opening negotiations. But what I want to say is that the language we use is the same as the procedures that we have to follow. We could open the negotiations tomorrow, but we have to prepare. And that is our duty for the coming year. We need to have a comprehensive screening process, and I will be in Tirana and Skopje next week to launch the start of this process. This is a very important proof, as it will show how determined these two countries are about membership. It will depend on this process if we are going to the next stage in the middle of next year. The more you do in this process, the more that will be done for negotiations, said Johannes Hahn. Further, Hahn also focused on the enlargement strategy published by the EU, stressing that Brussels made it clear that it will no longer accept members who have problems with their neighbours. He was a convicted criminal in Italy, found guilty of robbery, but this did not prevent High Court Judge Admir Thanza from being in the highest pyramid of justice, the High Court, the Constitutional Court and the High Judicial Council. The case occurred in 1999 when Thanza was already a judge in the court of Shkodra, but this information that would cost him his career was not declared by the judge himself, nor was it ascertained by any Albanian institution carrying out verifications. The conviction would be still a well-kept secret if it wasn't for the expert examiners from the International Monitoring Operation who discovered it, a secret which would have marred today's hearing in scandal had it not been revealed. The judge himself did not deny the fact that a conviction exists, instead claiming he did not commit the offence but confessed in order to protect a family member in a humanitarian act. He stated before the IQC's body that he had accepted the charge to save his nephew's life. Thanza explained that his sister-in-law had committed the theft, but that his 9-year-old nephew had no other caretaker, and as such he decided to accept the blame for the crime. Thanza then burst into tears before exiting the trial chamber. But this was just one of the violations that the IQC had found regarding the High Court member. The relator, Lulzim Hamitai, also declared that regarding his wealth, there was evidence that the judge has made a false statement, hiding wealth and with no legitimate sources to justify his assets. Problems have also been ascertained regarding the integrity of the judge, with the Classified Information Security Directorate concluding that Thanza did not pursue a penal prosecution initiated by the General Prosecution Office regarding corruption back in 2016. They also determined that Thanza has contacts with known members of organised crime. After administrating some new written evidences, the trial chamber of the Commission withdrew for a decision which will be announced on July 17. The cooperation of the countries of the Adriatic-Ionian region is aimed at economic development and innovative enterprises for attractive foreign investors. Over 30 Italian investors in the Molise region in Italy have expressed interest in investing in our country. For the Vice President of the Adriatic-Ionian region, the most sought-after sector in Albania recently by foreign investors is agro-tourism, thanks to the fiscal facilities that the Albanian government has approved in favour of this sector. Molise Region President Donato Toma stressed that there is a lot of interest from Italian entrepreneurs in Albania, also because of the low cost of the labour force. Albania is a growing market, while enterprises in Italy are seeking markets. This union can boost the well-being of the two countries. Labour force costs in Albania are lower and taxes here are favourable for investors who have the right technology and experience, said Donato Toma. Countries in the region, such as Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Greece, Italy, Montenegro, Serbia and Slovenia, have started collaborating in various fields to bring innovation and entrepreneurship for the development of the economies. The MP of the Socialist Party and former senior police chief of the state, Pierin Andreu, proposed amendments to the road code. Foreigners and migrants who come to Albania with their vehicles and, in case of violating the rules of road traffic, will no longer have a block applied to their driver's licence, but will receive a fine of double the amount of a domestic driver. This means that if an individual can be fined 5,000 to 15,000 lek as an Albanian citizen, a foreigner will receive a fine of 10,000 to 30,000 lek, though it will not be deprived of the right to continue driving. This is with the argument that getting a circulation permit and leaving the commission has delays and bureaucracies that can last from 10 days to several months. Referring to the data of foreign nationals who have violated the road rules of traffic, the chief of this sector of state police, Mitat Tola, reported 675 driver licences were suspended per year. Approval to change the road code requires 84 votes and therefore also DP-SMI consensus, for which the MP Andreu said he has consulted and received from the opposition colleagues. The revision of Article 127 of the Road Code involving the Andreu proposal was approved in principle by SP MPs, while the Interior Ministry demanded an increase by tenfold in the fines for mobile phone use while driving. This proposal is expected to be discussed further at future Parliamentary Security Commission meetings. Tirana has been selected as one of the cities that has made the most progress in city management, especially regarding drinking water. A positive assessment was received from the 2018 World Summit of Cities and the annual Water Summit held in Singapore, from where the head of the municipality of Tirana, Erion Veliaj, presented the great achievements and changes that the Albanian capital has undergone. I am very happy that Tirana is highly rated at the annual Summit of Cities in Singapore and at the annual Water Summit. So, for two processes, in city management and water management, Tirana was rated as one of the cities that has made the most progress, said Erion Veliaj. In his speech to the summit, Veliaj emphasised that the water supply and sewerage enterprise company, from the bankrupt enterprise it was 3 years ago, is now ready to start work on doubling Bovila's capacity and setting up a new transmission line for drinking water to be dispersed throughout the New Ring area. We were handed the water supply as a bankrupt enterprise 3 years ago, and today not only have its debts been paid, but it is getting ready for an investment thanks to EBRD credit to double Bovila's filtration capacity and to build a new network. I am also pleased that Tirana is today the leader in Albania, as 98.5% of water bills are paid. So we have proven when people receive services, they are ready to pay, explained Erion Veliaj. The mayor expressed the conviction that the best news is Tirana's assessment as one of the most innovative cities in relation to how the relationship with the citizens has changed. However, Veliaj expressed his regret for the statement of a politician, a leader in the past, who today swore that they will ruin the public works done in Tirana in the last 3 years, such as Skanderberg Square, and that they will not allow other public works to be realised, such as the new theatre. I feel sorry to see the leader of the past in Albania who swears they will ruin the public works that have been taking place in Tirana, declared Erion Veliaj. The mayor assured the citizens of the municipality's commitment to continue with the transformation of Tirana to each capillary of every neighbourhood. He said the work will not stop even in the last year of the mandate, while in the new mandate more attention will be paid to investment in rural areas. And that's the news across the country today. Thank you for watching our English edition this evening, and be sure to join me again every Monday to Saturday at 6 p.m. for the latest news from Albania. Once again, on behalf of Aura News, thank you and good night.